Right, are you ready for our mystery guest that we've been talking about all morning today? Who could it be? Who on earth could it be? Someone that I love very much, who I think is an extremely wonderful, talented person. And this is getting awkward because she's sat right in front of me now. It's Lana Del Rey!
Woo!
Lovely Lana's here at last!
Yes, I'm
We
so
got you
happy.
back on the show!
I know.
How are you, darling?
Really, really good. Really happy to be here. Feels
Good.
good to be back in London and seeing you.
Oh, it's been a little while.
I know.
And it was your birthday last week? This week?
was,
What
yeah.
did you do?
My mom's never been to Paris, and I had a show at the Olympia on my birthday on the 21st. So we were all together.
Oh, that's so
I know.
nice.
It was really pretty.
And you've got Glastonbury
I know.
this weekend, your
know.
debut at the biggest festival in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How are you feeling about that?
I feel good. I mean, when I did Coachella, I wasn't headlining, so I didn't think it was going to be a big show. And then I got on stage and there were,
Oh, yeah.
like 50,000 people. So I'm glad I didn't know
Yeah.
how big it was.
But this one you know is big. And you're on the pyramid stage. You couldn't get any bigger.
Oh, God, thanks for reminding
That's
me.
okay. I'm just giving you the facts right here. And also, you're in a Khalees and Robert Plant sandwich, which is really nice.
Is that true?
That's true. That's a fact. What a lineup.
Yeah, that's
Before Robert
amazing.
Plant. He's my hero.
I hope they let me stay on stage just
Yes.
to check that out.
Yeah, just watch it.
Oh, God.
Are you going to have time to stick around after and watch
Yeah,
people? Yeah.
definitely.
Cool.
I'm really excited.
That's great. So you can just soak the festival vibe up and see what
Yeah.
happens there.
Yeah, because I never really get to do that. So just to kind of hang out and hopefully see some bands would be amazing.
Oh, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And also, we must talk about your #1 album in the UK. Oh my goodness. Well done on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's kind of surreal to be back here with you and have this new record out that I'm so in love with and be with you. And, you supported all of the first stuff so much. And
I'm so happy to see how amazingly you're doing. I mean, because it was really quick for you. It was like, we started playing you, it all kind of snowballed, and then it was just global instantly. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
gradual thing for you. The whole world sort of embraced your music straight away. And that's quite an overwhelming thing, I imagine.
yeah, well, I mean, it's like a funny dynamic. I feel looking back at it, because I had sort of been performing and building this world in my mind for about 7 years in
Yeah.
New York, but really just having, no audience or the same like little crew I played to every night. And then for it to sort of change really quickly, you have a lot of perspective, but just things are really different right away.
Yeah, I bet.
But I remember when you were, putting it up, I thought, God, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love video games. One of my favourite songs ever. It's gorgeous. So your new album, Ultraviolence, you had Dan from the Black Keys produce it. Why did you choose him, and how did that little collaboration happen?
Well, it was kind of funny that even happened, just because I'd worked with the same guys for about 3 years, and they're all my best friends. I really love them. But I met Dan out one night, and he reminded me of what I really wanted to bring to the record, which was something fun and fiery. And he was just really casual. He was spontaneous, and he said yes to everything. And he said, you should just fly back with me to Nashville. We should just do it. Because he'd heard some tracks. I told him I was, really loving being on the West Coast. And I liked this idea of this kind of West Coast fusion with the underground jazz inspiration. And he liked the songs, but felt like they weren't quite there. So we spent a month in Nashville and revamped everything, and I really had the time of my life. It was fun.
What a cool experience.
Yeah, it was
That's so
good.
great. And what I love, because I've listened to the album a lot now, and what I really love is that, in the music industry at the moment, there's so much going on. There's a lot of dance music,
Yeah.
there's a lot of beats, but you always stay completely true to what you like. You're not going to be influenced by like dubstep or whatever. You're just kind of
Yeah.
making music that makes you feel good.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there pressure on you to kind of change what you're doing and fit, into a mold, or would you never kind of listen to those sorts of influences?
I think there would have been if I hadn't received so many polarizing reviews right off the bat. I think, but actually the one blessing out of all of that in the beginning was that I felt even more free to do whatever I wanted, because I kind of knew it was going to be tough regardless.
Yeah.
So it made it easier to be like, oh, well, screw it. I mean, so in a way, Dan was the perfect kind of counterpart for me, because he's just from that DIY club, and
Yeah.
he does whatever he wants anyways.
Well, that's it, because I think, as you say, in this industry, it's always going to be tough. People are either going to love what you do or not like it, and be vocal about it, especially with social media. So you have to just stick to your guns and go, you know what, I believe in it, I'm going to go with it.
They're really vocal about it. I mean, more and more every day. But I found that when I got the vinyl in my hands and I was spinning it at home and taking the CD in my car, just driving up the, Pacific Coast Highway, I thought, God, I'm so lucky. This is exactly what I meant, and at the end of the day, that's what it's about. So
that must be an amazing moment where you have that first copy and you go, I'm just going to listen to it as a body of work, as someone away from the situation.
It is. And actually, I feel a distance. I feel like at a distance from the record. I feel like an observer and a listener.
That's a nice place to be at with it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's so gorgeous. Well, let's play a track from it right now. Let's play Ultraviolence, and then we'll chat more after this. It's so lovely. Lana Del Rey, Ultraviolence, and she's with us.
Hello.
Lovely Lana. Lana, I want to talk about your videos next, because the music video can be seen as a bit of a lost art. It's not as important for many artists these days, because it's not a way that people are sort of delivered music as easily these days. But for you, it's a really important part of what you do.
It is, yeah.
Is there more pressure now, because each of your videos has got 10 million plus hits on it?
There's not more pressure, but I'm running out of ideas.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it's a pleasure. Like, I realized when I sort of was pulling away from writing a little bit, but feeling really connected to still editing and I guess directing the videos I was doing, I really realized that the visuals are a real extension of what I have in my mind about building a really beautiful sonic and visual cohesive world. And God, it's just been so fun. I mean, making West Coast, and for some reason when I did Shades of Cool, it was the video for it. It wasn't supposed to be a big deal video because the song is really jazzy, but it was just really interesting to be able to kind of have this more psychological narrative and have it be really meaningful to me. So, yeah.
I love it because it's where you started out with video games. It was kind of a full experience watching that video for the first time and hearing the song. It wasn't just, oh, this is a nice song. It was like, oh my God, this video is great.
Yeah.
And you had very much edited that whole thing together yourself. So you are still completely hands-on with your videos and how they work.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm really meticulous. I mean, I think people are pretty annoyed by the time we're all done working together. Because, so much gets lost in the edit, and it's the same with the record. Everything gets lost in a mix. I've seen a record completely lose its character by cleaning things up too much, and the videos are the same. I find a lot of people want to make really short, in high impact cuts, and everyone's afraid to kind of linger on a long shot and keep things easy and slow. But I really like just the editing process, and
they're kind of like mini movies now, aren't they?
Yeah,
great. So when you were making Ultraviolence, how many songs did you start out with, and how did you kind of start to minimalise that situation to get an album? Did you have hundreds of songs, or was it
for the actual record?
Yeah.
Well, I usually have a kind of intuitive feeling about what's going to be on the record. I knew I wanted the record to be called Ultraviolence, and I wanted for it to be 11 tracks before I even had the songs.
Right.
So sometimes I don't really know why, but I have a small concept that I kind of work within, and more and more steps along the way reveal themselves. So I knew I had this idea for a song called Cruel World, even though that phrase isn't even mentioned in the song that eventually became Cruel World. So it's kind of step by step. I guess my guitar player in my band, he's been with me the last 4 years, had a big influence on me, Blake Stranathan. He just has these amazing reverb pedals, and he kind of plays me things that he loves, sort of Jimi Hendrix, psychedelia inspired, and I ended up riffing 3 songs on that, and that's when I knew what the record was going to sound like.
Nice.
And then meeting Dan, it was interesting because he was a more technical, kind of low-key version of Blake, and he sort of put all this psychedelic, loose, and narrative into a kind of cohesive.
Yeah, it all
box.
just came together. Perfect combination of people, made a lovely record.
Yeah, it really did.
So many people happy that it's you. I've got to give these lovely people a shout out. Like Champ says, listening to Lana on Radio 1, #obsession. Maisie's saying, oh, my beautiful Lana on Radio 1 has made my morning, possibly my life right now. Definite Bond theme, says Jay on the Wirral. My fella said this as well. Lana's got to do the next Bond film, surely. Have you been approached about that?
No.
It's like, it has to happen, surely. It's a no-brainer.
Cool. Shades of Cool kind of sounds like a...
Yeah, it's a no-brainer in my eyes. How has nobody asked you? Come on. Daniel Craig, get in touch or something. Zoe says Lana on Radio 1. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And a few people asking about any upcoming tours, like Alex. Have you got any plans to tour here?
Well, I'm still kind of going through some festivals. I have Glastonbury. I'm going to Sweden tomorrow. And I mean, Tel Aviv and going back to France and Ireland. So it's not like a real tour, but I am kind of...
A few dates here
around.
And there. You'll be back soon, won't you, anyway?
Yeah.
We love you over here. Well, look, Lana, thank you for being our mystery guest today.
Thanks, Fearne. It's really, really good to see you.
Such a pleasure having you on the show again. Lana Del Rey! Woo!